In a united Africa, there could be no frontier claims between Ethiopia and Somalia, or between Zanzibar and Kenya, Guinea or Liberia, or between Ghana, Togoland and the Ivory Coast. The United States of Africa.
There is no such thing as one Africa or African. If you are a fan of Mbundu or Wolof person living in Japan, Norway, Indonesia or Mexico, the locals there would likely refer to you as African. Or wait a minute, are you lost? Do you need me to tell you who the Fang of Mbundu or Wolof people are? Oh, I see, you prefer the identity imposed on them by the Europeans. The Fang are an ethnic group primarily found in Cameroon, Congo, Brazzaville, and Gabon. The Mbundu are indigenous to Angola, while the Wolof are native to Senegal. Now, are we on the same page? These three friends living in Japan, Norway, Indonesia, or Mexico are classified as Africans because of their skin color or continent. Yet, their languages, cultures, and traditions differ greatly. The only things they share are their skin color and being from the same continent. In contrast, a German, French, or Spanish person living in Shonaland, Igboland, or Oromoland is identified by their nationality, not simply as European. Why do we apply a different standard to Africa? Are we insignificant enough to be known solely by our political or ethnic identities? There is no such thing as one Africa. I say it again. Africa is a mosaic, not a monolith. Skin color does not denote homogeneity. An Igbo person is different from an Ashanti. Grouping all black people from Africa under one umbrella is a recipe for disaster and confusion. The difference between a Nigerian and a Botswana is almost as vast as the difference between a Nigerian and an Indian. Still confused? A Botswana is someone from Botswana. The relatively nascent countries of Africa have evolved into nations, albeit with their own challenges. A Senegalese person in Kenya is a foreigner, just like a Kenyan in Gabon. We are not the same people. Language and culture are intertwined forces that shape human identity. Language serves as a conduit for cultural values, traditions, and social interactions that shape who we are and how we interact with others. It enables the sharing of meanings, forming the foundation of collective understanding and a sense of belonging within cultural group. Conversely, culture provides the context and framework within which language is used and understood, influencing a person's world view and a sense of self. However, Africans, if I may use that term, do not share this connection. Not a single word in the Igbo and Hausa languages is similar, just as none are between the Bambara and Teke languages. A nation is a large body of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting in a particular country or territory. Africa is not a nation or even a country. Even the European created countries in Africa struggle to function as a cohesive nations. What makes you think Africa can be united as one? Pan-Africanism is in many ways an illusion powered by ex-African slaves in the Western Hemisphere. They derive their identity primarily from the color of their skin, having lost their languages and culture. Without language and culture, you are essentially left with just your skin color. Those of us in Africa have not entirely lost our languages and cultures, so we have a clearer sense of our identity. When you listen to Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, it might seem as if Africa is a singular country with its capital in the center of the continent and a vibrant passport that allows for easy travel everywhere. However, a British passport holder can fly to more African countries without a visa than those holding passports from Senegal, Nigeria, Kenya, or Zimbabwe. Instead of advocating for a united Africa, we should be calling for a collaborative Africa, one that works together to strengthen our collective interest. A Nigerian in South Africa is considered a foreigner, just as a Tanzanian is in Ghana. We have struggled to maintain our various economies and to improve the lives of the people we govern, which should be our top priority. Attempting to unite a continent of diverse people will not necessarily enhance their lives, especially when most live on less than $2 a day. The Europeans left Africa more than 60 years ago, yet not a single African country has produced anything worthy of commendation. Europeans are not striving for a single Europe. Instead, they appreciate the importance of collaboration while respecting their distinct identities. Even smaller nations such as Malta, Luxembourg, and Andorra, with populations sometimes numbering only in the hundreds of thousands, manage to incorporate their languages, cultures, and traditions into the European Union system. I identify as Igbo. That is my true identity. Nigeria, in contrast, is merely a nationality that does little to define who I am. I am not the same as a Shona, an Oromo, a Zulu, a Swana, a Bemba, or a Hutu. Nonetheless, I wish to work together collaboratively to improve our collective interest, provided my identity is respected in that process. I am not an African. I am a Nigerian national, just as a German identifies as German rather than European. An American is recognized as American rather than North American, and a Chinese person identifies as Chinese rather than Asian. I identify as an Igbo with a Nigerian nationality, not as an African, which means nothing in reality. The 49 countries of sub-Saharan Africa should prioritize their development and improvement of their citizens' lives rather than trying to enforce a united Africa. Nigeria is home to over 300 ethnic groups that often struggle to coexist, facing endless ethnic tensions and conflict. They frequently cannot agree on fundamental issues and usually view each other as foreigners within Nigeria's borders. How then can we expect Africa to unite when countries created by Europeans cannot even agree among themselves? If you think we're wrong, if you have anything to contribute, please don't forget to leave them in the comment section and we will try to respond. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.